Busby, sophomore, starts at corner, and Pierce Anderson will be the free safety for Lebanon. Up front for Lebanon, Stafford, Mills, and Moore. Captains are making their way to the sideline. Captains for Lebanon include Blake Mofield, Deuce Edwards, C.J. Woodson, and Lebanon's kicker punter, Tristan Phillips. Captains for Watertown, they've got a couple. Captain Eli Skurlock and Ethan Owen. Joe, have you got the officials for us tonight?
Tommy, I do. Your man on the clock tonight is Steve Nixon, linesman Cliff Bowles. Your line judge is Larry Verge. Umpire tonight is Bubba Victory. Your back judge is Randy Milliken. And your referee tonight is Irby Summerlin. They are still giving them instructions. There's the flip. Looks like Watertown is one, and they're going to elect to receive. They figure having the ball early in this mess may be the safest bet. So Lebanon will kick right to left. As you look, the wind just comes and goes. But when it's here, it's 30 to 40 miles an hour, and it is blowing right to left. So it'll be a one-way football game as far as throwing and kicking the football. But we just got to do everything at 75%, try to minimize mistakes, and play our best ball.
And Bob gave us the weather report, 19 mile an hour steady winds out of the south, gusting to 30+ mile per hour. Bob Lee, you've got a history as a quarterback. How can you function in conditions like this?
You got to make the best of what you got. You got to choose your poison. You can't try to, if this much wind, if it's in your face, you can't try to throw deep. I mean, you got to dump it off. You've got to, you can't loft a pass when you're throwing into the wind. You've got to put something behind it, and then it's about as difficult when you have the wind behind you, because you don't know how to judge how much the wind's going to carry it. So. It's difficult either way. It's just a wet football is a quarterback's nightmare.
You can hear our national anthem with the wind in the background. It is. Stadium here in Watertown is the site of tonight's game, and as we alluded to on my Wednesday night show and in my pregame, if this game intrigues you, enjoy it, because it won't happen again. This was a to and through kind of deal where both programs found themselves in a situation where they needed games and they needed some money for their program as well. And I hate to say it, but apparently Watertown has gotten the short end of the stick on this one, Bob, because last year's Watertown game at Lebanon, the second biggest crowd Lebanon had since Chuck Gentry had been at Lebanon High School.
And perfect weather.
Perfect weather. And tonight, they've got a good little crowd here tonight, but it's a shame that the elements have been what they have been. Bob, what do you got for us here as we're ready to start this football game?
Well, Tommy, I can tell you, though, that the first quarter of tonight's game is sponsored by the Lebanon Police Department and Chief Mike Justice. The men and women in blue are proud to support the Big Blue.
Lebanon will kick off. They will have their backs to the field house. They will kick toward the scoreboard at Robinson Stadium. Lebanon will kick with their backs to the south, kick to the north. Kicking for Lebanon. Lebanon in white headgear, white jerseys, blue pants. Deep to return for Watertown will be Braylon Carruthers, a sophomore. There will be a lot of sophomores in the lineup tonight for both football teams. Kicking for Lebanon will be Trevin Schmidt. Schmidt will kick off for the Blue Devils. Tommy Bryan, Donald Gann, Joe Gardner, Bob Lee bringing you football, and we are underway. There's a grounder that will be fielded at the 10. He picks it up to the 20, 25, 30, across the 35. Schmidt was on that tackle. Carruthers with the return for Watertown, and the Purple Tigers going into a heavy wind here at Robinson Stadium will have their first possession. First down and 10. They will spot that football at the 38-yard line.
And Tommy, on that kickoff return, I saw two players slide about 10 feet on the ground and one official.
Up front for Lebanon, Stafford, Mills, and Moore. Watertown up front, Lamberson, Skurlock, Hamlet, Roberts, Barrett. Quarterback is in the gun. That is Waldorf. Sends a man in motion. Shotgun snap. Looks to throw. Throws it out in the flat. He catches it, and he goes to a knee to make that grab.
Might have picked up a yard.
Landon Oliver with the reception just filtered him out of the background and did not pick up much there.
Well, and that ball being wet, you know, he's trying to make sure he hauls it in, and he went down low to catch it and had that knee on the ground.
I give him 2 yards to the 40, second down and 8. Watertown does not huddle. 2 receivers right, 2 left. 1 back in the backfield with Waldorf. Handed off to that back. He's hit immediately and then taken down by Lebanon. Hit in the backfield. Oliver on the carry, and Lebanon hustled people to the point of attack.
Jack Greer in on the tackle.
Which I didn't expect Greer to play tonight.
Yeah.
Greer, well, you never know.
Yeah.
He's been battling some lower body injuries, and he is out there tonight. Loss of 1, third down and 9. Waldorf wants to throw. Looks, has a man, but he is going to be taken down by Azetta. Nice tackle by the sophomore, making that reception for Watertown, Jesse Bratcher. Bratcher, the leading receiver for the Purple Tigers so far this season, in Watertown on their first possession will go 3 and out. The gain was to the 45-yard line. It'll bring up a fourth down situation.
How will this punt go into the wind?
$1 million question, my friend. In the punt for Watertown will be Martinez. Snap is there. Punts away. Low wobbler. Lebanon's going to let it hit and die, and the ball will be down at the 27-yard line. So from the 45 to the 27, that punt was 28 yards, and that's where Lebanon will take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line. Up front for Lebanon, Allen, Luna Garcia, Mofield, White, and Hinesley. Mariah, the quarterback. Deuce Edwards in the backfield with him, 2 receivers right. Edwards looks for some running room, hits it off the right side. Good yardage for Edwards as he runs it to the 35-yard line.
Right side of that offensive line getting a good push up front. Edwards just reading the reading the blocks and sliding it outside to pick up 8 on first down.
And Joe, he made a cut there, which you make your cuts early in the game before the field goes away.
Exactly right. Keep your feet under you and cut your steps down.
Slot left and a motion man across the set. Edwards again off the right side. Edwards will fight, and he will have his first down for Lebanon.
Edwards with the ball carry.
Needed about 2, got about 3.5.
Nine minutes to go in the first quarter. Lebanon's opening possession. Watertown went 3 and out. Two receivers on the right, plus a blocking back on the right. Mariah in a deep shotgun set. Edwards again off the right side. Edwards with good running room, and he will be pulled down by Watertown's Garrett Davis, but not until Edwards runs it to about the 49-yard line. Bob again working that right side against Watertown.
Yeah, and they found something they like over there, and they're getting them outnumbered. They're trying to spread us out to try to keep us from getting outside, and we're able to hit in right there off tackle and then bust it out. So, yeah, they're getting a good push on that right side.
Lebanon will have a tight end and a wing set up on the left. Fake the sweep. Mariah tries to run right, and it didn't appear anybody. Watertown with a tackle for loss. Dacio Carter was first on the scene for the Purple Tigers as Lebanon faked a toss left to Edwards. Mariah couldn't find any running room.
And there where they're taking away that sweep, just coming through.
Well, I guess he means the wind was on that crowd, Mike.
I don't know, Tommy. He stepped in here and told me. I just passing the word.
Loss on the play of 2 yards. Second down and 12 for Lebanon. Tailback Edwards tries left. Edwards has some running room into the secondary, spinning and finally taken down. If Jesse Bratcher doesn't make that tackle, Deuce Edwards may have been out the gate.
Or if he got dry turf, he'd have been out the gate.
Gain is to the 44-yard line of Watertown. Bring up a third down, and the yard to make is around the 41. Third down, let's call it 3 for Lebanon. Lebanon quickly to the line of scrimmage. Split receiver goes left. Tailback, Azita hits it off the right side. Gion's got running room, and Gion will have a first down for Lebanon. He's going to be tough to bring down. He's still fighting for yardage as they finally push him out of bounds on the far side.
Feed him. Just feed him.
Lane Kennedy, a sophomore, with the tackle on Gion. And Joe, he would not be denied on that one.
No, just we've said it many times, just such a the low center of gravity with him. He's so strong and stocky that he throws you off, kind of, like trying to wrestle a bull down. He takes you and he throws you and he keeps going. But good 1-2 combination so far for our Blue Devils in our running game.
Tight end will set up on the left. Gardner will be a split receiver right. Mariah in the gun. Gion cuts it back inside and just hits that pile, and still fighting for yardage. Will be taken down after a good gain on first down.
With the carry, brought down by
Carter, Dacio Carter on the tackle for Watertown. We are located in Watertown's press box on the west side of Robinson Stadium. Beautiful sight lines here. Nice elevation for the press box. If you're going to build one from scratch, this is the way to do it. Split receiver left, second down. Mariah hands the ball to Gion again, cuts it back inside, and Gion Izetta will have a first down for Lebanon. Bob, the bull that is Gion took it off right guard off the block of
He runs with reckless and abandon. I mean, when he sees contact, it's like he's pushing people off with his arms. I mean, he's just shedding them off.
First down and 10. Line of scrimmage looks like it is at, trying to make that line of scrimmage,
about 13, 12.
Let's call it the 12-yard line. Lebanon will overset to the right. Edwards cuts it back inside. Won't get much running room there. On the tackle for Watertown will be Will Burns, another sophomore. Fellas, Watertown started the season with 6 seniors, lost 2 of them in the preseason to season-ending injuries. They are a young football team. They've got a lot of sophomores out there.
Well, they got some decent size, it looks like. They've got something to work with and build on.
Loss of 1 on that play. Edwards again tries the right side, puts his foot down, fights for yardage, and he will have it inside the 5-yard line. Deuce Edwards on the carry on the right side.
Tackle made by Jesse
Bratcher on the tackle for Watertown. 2 1-4 football teams going at it tonight here at Robinson Stadium. Third down. Lebanon can pick up a first without scoring. Edwards dips, fights for yardage, and he will have it to the 1.
Should have it first down. Yeah, they're going to stop it.
That'll be first and goal at the 1-yard line for Deuce Edwards. Now, they haven't stopped the clock yet. They're saying he's short.
Wow.
He is short by about the length of the football. Then Lebanon has asked for a measurement. Checking into the game for the Purple Tigers will be Timothy Kelly. Kelly, a junior defensive lineman.
Tommy, the Blue Devil Football Foundation thanks the Kiwanis Club of Lebanon, Crystal House, along with Wilson Bank and Trust for providing team meals this week. To help restock the Blue Devil Pantry, please call Darren Reynolds at 615-218-0790.
Crystal is affiliated with People's Barbecue on 231 North, and they fed them that last night, and there wasn't much left.
I bet. That's some good eats.
Lebanon is short by about the length of the football. 4th and 1, not 4th and goal, 4th and 1, and that wind is howling out of the south. Lebanon will line up with a split receiver right and a tight end on the left. Blocking back on the left, that's Q Moore. Mariah hands it to Edwards. Edwards will leap and take it into the end zone for a touchdown, Big Blue. Deuce Edwards goes up and over. Dwayne Wright and Sutton Hinesley blocking on that right side, and Edwards with the touchdown. And with 3:23 to go in the first quarter, Lebanon is on the board.
On the kicks, number 38, Tristan Phillips. Man with the spot is number 3, Isaiah Mariah. Not an automatic here. None of these will be tonight. You will watch the snap and the hold and the kicker's footing. Snap is there. They rush one off, and Watertown is going to get their hand on it. They are going to block the extra point, so the extra point for Lebanon is no good. 3:23 to go in the first quarter. It's your Blue Devils 6, the Purple Tigers 0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
A kind word, a firm handshake, and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. That's just how we do things in Tennessee. We're Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
Every single play was on the ground. Edwards takes in from a 2-yard TD run. Phillips, the PAT, was. So with 3:23 remaining in the first quarter, it's your Lebanon Blue Devils 6, Watertown 0.
Tommy.
Sorry, Bob. Here we go.
I was just going to say, that's exactly what you want for that first drive. I mean, just grind it out, establish the line of scrimmage right there, take control of it, burn time off the clock, take a time-consuming drive, and put points on the board.
Schmidt will kick off for Lebanon. Carruthers will stand deep for Watertown. There's a high-angled kick. It will be fielded by Bratcher. Bratcher's going to be met and taken down on the far sideline. On that tackle for Lebanon was Austin Harrison, and Watertown will put it in play, 1st and 10, at the 30-yard line of Watertown. Waldorf is the quarterback. Hamlet is the center. Motion to trips. Tailback, left side. Not much there. Moore on the stop, along with Sherelle Simpkins.
Oliver with a carry. Tackle made by Moore.
Oliver, not much on that carry. Well, they're going to give him 4 yards.
Yeah, it's a lot more than I thought.
Yeah. Waldorf flips it. Miami screen inside to Bratcher, and Bratcher's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage by Deion Mills, the big nose man.
Yeah, Mills getting down the line, making a play.
Well, the pass, the little tunnel screen to Bratcher, Joe, he threw it into the wind, and it looked like the wind kind of got that ball.
Well, that's supposed to tuck underneath. I think the receiver will tell you he don't want it to tuck that much underneath when he's going to run head first into Seti there at our nose guard position.
3rd down and about 7. Waldorf wants to throw. There's a whistle pre-snap, and it's going to be illegal procedure against the Purple Tigers. Watertown had 13 penalties last week, and they won the football game 20-3 and overcame 3 turnovers.
Well, and that makes you pull your hair out if you're on the coaching staff, because you got a young team, and you can't afford to make those kind of mistakes when you're trying to rebuild or build something and get people experience and just get in the groove of things.
3rd down and 11 for Watertown. Waldorf wants to throw, throws the fade down the near sideline. Bratcher looks, and that is a flag going to be thrown
all over him.
As Lebanon with a pass interference. It looked like Busby was all up in Bratcher, and I don't think Bratcher had a chance to catch that football.
Well, the quarterback just kind of threw it up for grabs to let somebody make a play because he had height on Busby. Busby never found the football and just kind of pushed on him when he realized the ball was getting there.
Spot will go to the 44 of Watertown. Purple Tigers, white headgear, purple jerseys, purple pants. Tailback, left side, and he's hit and driven down. Quentin Moore will take him down in a big, big way. That is Landon Oliver, who got whacked.
Nobody touched him.
Probably not the first time he's tackled a Purple Tiger, would you think, Tommy, coming out of Trousdale?
Good point. Good point. Got some institutional knowledge of playing against the Purple Tigers. Loss on the play of about 3 yards. Waldorf wants to throw again. Guns a pass. That is open and that is complete. 1st down, Watertown. On that grab for the Purple Tigers will be the tight end, Ethan Owen, O-W-E-N, with the catch. And he found a seam in that 3 deep coverage Watertown quickly to the line of scrimmage. Waldorf keeps it on the quarterback draw. He's hit and taken down by Sherelle Simpkins.
Simpkins there getting the initial hit, and then Moore coming in to mop up. He'll pick up 2 or 3.
Line of scrimmage originally was a 25, so they will run it to the 23. Second down and 7. Waldorf wants to throw. Throws it down the boundary. Has a man there. Down reception by Owen. Ethan Owen, the senior, ran up the seam, and Lebanon had a free safety in a corner, and they threw it right between the two. Waldorf throwing into the wind for the touchdown. Joe, you've got the PAT call for the Tigers.
Number 22, Brody Osborne, sophomore, on to attempt for the Purple Tigers. Number 12, Cameron West will handle the spot. Snaps high. He is going to get it down. What a job by the holder. As their kicker just punched that over the crossbar. That is going to give your Purple Tigers the lead. 31 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's Watertown 7, Lebanon 6. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
A kind word, a firm handshake, and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. That's just how we do things in Tennessee. We're Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
Off with a 25-yard TD pass to Owen. Osborne with the PAT is good with 31 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It is now Watertown Purple Tigers 7, Lebanon 6.
Watertown will kick off to Lebanon. Osborne will kick it. Lebanon has 2 men deep. J.D. Stafford and Deuce Edwards. They will stand at the 15 on the numbers. Stafford near the Lebanon sideline. Here comes the kick. It'll be a bounding grounder that will be fallen on by Lebanon and recovered. No return. That is Harrison. Harrison fell on that grounder, and Watertown not taking a chance, putting that ball up in the air, going into this stiff wind. The Tigers lead it 7-6, 31 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. Lebanon has the wind at their back. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. One back in the backfield with Mariah. Toss sweep, inside handoff goes to J.D. Stafford. Stafford will run it to the 40, and he won't get any more. On that tackle for Watertown will be Cameron West. Go ahead, Bob.
Had a defensive end come up there, or rather an outside linebacker come across and set the corner where it made him cut up to the inside. And when he did, he had reinforcements coming from the middle.
At the end of the first quarter, Mount Juliet leads Wilson Central 7-0. That game being played at Roger Perry Field. That's the end of the first quarter of play. Watertown leads Lebanon 7-6 after 1 at Robinson Stadium. We'll take a 30-second break, and we will be right back.
A kind word, a firm handshake, and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. That's just how we do things in Tennessee. We're Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
People on the way back, but they close, probably closed right about now. Shop Springs Creamery, good folks who help sponsor Lebanon High football.
I like the salted caramel.
That's good. They've got a birthday cake ice cream that's really good too. Lebanon going into the wind from their own 40-yard line. Mariah in the backfield puts a blocker on the left. Tailback Edwards runs left toward the Lebanon sideline, and he will pick up 3 or 4 before he is taken down.
It's going to bring up about 3rd and 4.
Line of scrimmage will be the 43-yard line. Lebanon looking at a 3rd down and 3. Edwards tries the left side. He's going to be met in the backfield. Somebody filtered through and made a play on Edwards in the backfield.
And that's going to bring up 4th down and about, 7?
On that tackle for Watertown was Elijah Cato. No, that's not right. That was Bowers, Andrew Bowers on that tackle. Lebanon will go into punt formation. Lowry will snap it. Punting the football for Lebanon is Phillips. Snap a little sideways. Kick goes off the side of his foot, but that will take a little bit of a Lebanon roll, and it'll be whistled dead at the 41-yard line. Punt goes 19 yards, and Watertown in business with the wind at their back, leading Lebanon by a score of 7-6 with 10:23 to go in the first quarter. That mist is still falling, that wind howling out of the south. The remnants of Hurricane Helene as Watertown puts it in play with a 1-point lead.
Hit a turnover.
Lamberson, Skurlock, Hamlet, Roberts, Barrett up front for Watertown. They were moving at the snap, no call. Waldorf pulls it down, has running room, and he will be hit as he goes out of bounds right at the 50-yard line. Blake Waldorf, and a penalty has been thrown for after the play. Somebody was yapping at somebody.
It was Waldorf. Yeah. He had a pretty good collision right there at the halftime, at the sideline with Tez Neal, and kind of got the best of the hit right there. And he wanted to say something to Tez about it.
That's a dead ball foul. Personal foul, Watertown. Personal foul as opposed to unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, I don't wonder if that's.
Why is that a personal foul?
It shouldn't be. I mean, I didn't see anything to justify a personal foul. I think he messed that up. I think it should have been a unsportsmanlike.
Line of scrimmage is now the 35. Waldorf rolls to the right, throws a pass out there complete in the flat. He will be taken down as he makes the catch. Callaway on the tackle, but Bratcher with the reception for the Purple Tigers. The gain will be out to the 48.
Tommy, Watertown so far operating offensively like there's not a bit of weather out there.
Yeah, throwing the ball, throwing strikes, Yeah, it's not affecting their passing game.
Slot left, inverted twins right, and the flag will be thrown on Lebanon. And the official hesitated before throwing that as Lebanon stuck a head into the neutral zone as Waldorf changed the snap cadence. 5-yard penalty against the Blue Devils. I don't see Lebanon's cheerleaders here tonight. I know the band wasn't making the trip.
I guess the cheerleader decided they wouldn't either.
Waldorf, quarterback draw, hit, taken down. McPeak and Greer on that stop. Also on the tackle for Lebanon was Bryson Bueller. Oh, are they? Okay, they're behind the team. Sorry, folks. Lebanon's cheerleaders are here with their rain slickers on. Pass thrown out in the flat. That is caught by Reynolds. A little comeback route. He will be, let's see where they're going to put him down, in the neighborhood of the Lebanon 40.
Bring up third and about 2.
8:38 to go in the first half. Watertown leads Lebanon 7-6. Lebanon's PAT attempt was blocked. Watertown made theirs as Gunnar Tompkins, the holder, made a heck of a snare to get that ball down. Tailback, hit. He won't get the first down. That was Oliver on the carry.
Yeah, he'll lose about 3.
Lebanon had a couple of white-shirted defenders there to meet Oliver as he hit it off the left side. Decision time for the Purple Tigers. You go for it? They will. 4th down and about 4. Quarterback wants to throw. Waldorf almost picked off. Overthrew his man up the seam. He was trying for Garrett Davis. Lebanon's free safety, Pierce Anderson, was back there. Incomplete, and Lebanon will take over. 1st down and 10.
I'll tell you what he had, too. He had Landon Oliver, number 8, that was filtering around right to the middle, right where the linebackers were, and they had dropped back, and he had a lot of room right there for him.
He was 7 of 7 going into that. He was 7 of 7 going in. That was his first incompletion.
Ball's going to be spotted. What are we calling that, Bob? 42?
42.
42-yard line, 1st and 10, Lebanon. Edwards in motion. Give it to Edwards on a sweep of left end. Edwards tries to get on the edge, and he'll run it to about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, they're certainly stringing it out.
Gain goes from the 42 to the 45-yard line. Connor Jones in at split receiver for Lebanon. Also will be TJ Searcy. Receivers left and right. Tailback hits it up in there, hits, spins, fights for yardage.
It's Azita.
And Azita will run that thing for a Blue Devil 1st down.
Gosh, he hits it hard.
And he hit it and spun right in the middle of a pile and made 2 people miss. He'll run it to the 46-yard line of Watertown.
Tommy, he had that high ankle sprain in that last fall scrimmage before the season started, and that thing hampered him for the first 2 or 3 games. Last week, I saw a little glimpse of the old Gian, and I think it's carrying over into tonight.
1st and 10, Lebanon at the Watertown 46. Inverted twins right, split receiver left. Pass thrown out in the flat. Caught by Binion. Binion's looking for running room and can't find any. Garrett Davis on the tackle for the Purple Tigers.
Couldn't get a block on the edge over here. The corner did a good job of fighting off that wide receiver to get in there and make the tackle.
Gian out of the game. 6:05 to go in the first half. 2 receivers left for Lebanon, 1 right. That's Searcy on the right. Binion will be a flanker left. Edwards tries to get on the edge. Edwards has some running room. Edwards will take it down the boundary. Edwards to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Big Blue.
Flag.
And a flag as he was crossing the line of scrimmage. A late flag, or maybe an early flag. I just saw it late.
Right on about the 43-yard line.
But that touchdown run of 46 yards will be nullified.
Holding.
"46-yard touchdown run by Harrison Deuce Edwards is nullified on a hold." So with 5:46 to go, Lebanon will have it backed way up. 2nd down and long. Line of scrimmage will be Lebanon's 46-yard line. Make it to 47. Four-man front for Watertown, basically a 4-2-5 set. Timeout has been whistled as Lebanon wants time. 5:46 to go in the first half. Watertown leads 7-6 over Lebanon at Robinson Stadium. Let's take a 30-second break, and we will be right back.
A kind word, a firm handshake, and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. That's just how we do things in Tennessee. We're Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
Nothing at the end of the first quarter. Also in the second quarter, Green Hill leading Gallatin by a score of 9-6.
Lebanon had a 46-yard touchdown run by Edwards, nullified on a hold. So it is now 2nd down and long. The yard to make is the 36 of Watertown. Mariah in the gun, play fake. Looks to throw, gets pressured, rolls to his left. Better get out of there. Flag on the play. Maybe holding on Lebanon again. Did he throw a second flag?
Yep, sure did.
He might
The
have.
white hat threw a second flag, and I wonder if it would be intentional grounding.
That's what he's going to call one of them. But you had number 48 over there near the sideline.
So on a 2nd down and long, Lebanon was trying to throw it. Mariah got pressure. Kept rolling to his left, and the pressure continued.
Well, while they're deciphering that, let me tell you that the thanks goes to certified athletic trainer Jacob Woodard and the team physician Dr. Lance LeClaire with Vanderbilt Sports Medicine for providing sports medicine coverage tonight for our student athletes. Holding on Lebanon and intentional grounding. That'll be a loss of down. And holding on Watertown.
Wow.
They're going to replay it all.
Wow. They must have held a Lebanon receiver at the line of scrimmage. So nullify everything you heard. Coach Webster asking for an explanation.
Dude needs to go back to the 30 and get his flag.
Timeout Watertown, and Gavin Webster wants to talk this one over. First time out for the Purple Tigers.
Well, located at 225 West Main Street, F&M Bank is a proud supporter of Lebanon High School football. Banking made easy on purpose, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. Also, the Blue Devil football program appreciates the support of Corey McDonald and the folks at Buckeye Drugs. At 315 North Cumberland Street, they are a full-service independent pharmacy. Visit BuckeyeDrugs.com for more information.
Lebanon and Watertown at Robinson Stadium. Watertown leads 7-6 with 5:33 to go in the first half. Lebanon botched a PAT attempt. Watertown made theirs. And we had offsetting penalties on the previous play. Coach Webster is still hot. So second down and about 18 to go for the first. Line of scrimmage will be at the 47 of Lebanon. Two receivers left, one right for the Blue Devils. Edwards cuts it off the left side, cuts it back against the grain. Deuce Edwards cuts it all the way across the field to the 30, to the 20, to the 15, and he will go out of bounds there. I see no flags on the play. Joe, he started left and worked his way back all the way across the field.
And that has to be Watertown's fear. You know, you slip or just make a misstep and that kid's gone, and that's exactly what Coach Webster was complaining about. It was going to really put us behind the 8 ball, and that gave Lebanon another down, you know, of manageable distance, and with Deuce back there, there's a lot of things manageable.
The run goes to the 14-yard line, and it goes 39 yards from scrimmage for Deuce Edwards. 5:21 to go in the first half. Lebanon knocking on the door. 1st and 10 at the Watertown 14. Edwards again, left side. Edwards into the second level, and he'll run it to about the 6-yard line. To the 5, they will spot it. Good body lean by Edwards. Lebanon quickly to the line of scrimmage. Allen, Luna Garcia, Mofield, White, Hinesley up front for the Blue Devils. Second down and about 1. Edwards again fights, and he's in there for a touchdown, Big Blue.
Right up the middle.
5 yards off left guard. Luna Garcia, the lead blocker there, and Lebanon will take it in for a touchdown.
I bet, Tommy, we're going to leave our offense on the field and try to make up this extra point, especially with how tough the kicking game is tonight. We're making a decision.
Everybody's telling them to go back on the field.
What are you doing coming over here, guys? Lebanon leads by a score of 12-7. They will go for 2. Play being signaled in from the sideline. And Lebanon's going to take a timeout. They will take a timeout right here.
Well, Lebanon's Lady Devils soccer team split a pair of matches earlier this week. On Tuesday, Lebanon got a goal from Karina Kumar in a 1-0 senior night win over Smyrna. On Thursday, LHS dropped a 1-0 decision to Wilson Central. Thanks to LHS graduate Kenny Salas and the Salas Realty Group located at 120 Public Square. Whether you're buying or selling, visit salasrealtygroup.com.
Well, Lebanon took a timeout. Ball is going to stay at the 3-yard line, so apparently we will go for 2, leading by a score of 12-7 with 4:45 to go in the first half.
Tommy, earlier this week, the Lebanon High golf team recorded 4th place finishes in their boys and girls district tournaments. The Blue Devils just 5 strokes out of 3rd place were led by Kristen Wins with a 81. The LHS boys 2 strokes out of 3rd place, and they were led by Jake Steves, Joseph Sadler, and Cooper Getler with 71s.
Lebanon will leave their offense on the field, and they will go for 2, leading 12-7 at Robinson Stadium. Split receiver goes wide right. That's Callaway. Gardner will be in the slot on the left. Giannizzetta will be as a blocking back. Lebanon with a whistle and a flag and apparently movement pre-snap. It looked like our H-back, Rogers, filtered out a little early pre-snap, and that's going to back it up. 5-yard penalty, so the PAT try for 2 will be backed up to the 8. So here comes the PAT team. So Lebanon will kick it into the wind from the 8, a slightly longer PAT attempt. Joe, you've got the call of this one.
We'll make the PAT 25 yards. Again, kicking into a wind, but not as stiff as it has been. Mariah will handle your spot. Tristan Phillips again on for the attempt. Watertown came from that left side last time to get a hand on it. They come across again. He was going to get 2, so they're going to give us this back. Wonder what our decision will be this time.
5-yard penalty on Marcus Reynolds as he broke and was clearly offside, trying to anticipate the snap count.
Well, Tommy, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Here comes the offense. Let's go for 2 from the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
Which, kicking into the wind is never an easy proposition when it's blowing like that. So Lebanon will go for 2.
Why have they just moved it back to the 4?
Because it was half the distance where on their penalty.
8 to the 4. Yeah, that's right. Motion from Rogers. Flip it to Rogers in the end zone. It will be incomplete. Rogers was open for a split second. Incomplete. Garrett Davis came over defending, so the score will stay at 12-7 Lebanon. 4:45 to go in the first half. We'll take a 30-second break, and we will be right back.
A kind word, a firm handshake, and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. That's just how we do things in Tennessee. We're Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
An 8-play, 58-yard drive. Edwards runs it in from the 5-yard line. Our 2-point pass attempt was no good. So with 4:45 before halftime, it is now Lebanon 12, Watertown 7.
Trevin Schmidt will kick off for Lebanon. He has kicked grounders and pop flies into this wind. Carruthers is deep for Watertown. He will stand at his own 8-yard line. Lebanon kicking into the wind. Kick will be a pooch kick. Fair catch asked for and made by Watertown's Blair. Blair made the fair catch signal and thought for a second he could still run and thought better of it.
And that can get you a delay of game penalty too if you.
So spotted at the 30 on the far hash from us. That's on the Lebanon side of the field as Watertown will put it in play. Trailing the Blue Devils 12-7, 4:42 to go in the first half. 3 receivers left for Watertown. Waldorf rolls left, throws it out in the flat, and that is dropped. Split receiver with the drop, that was Ethan Owen. He's the guy who had 2 catches on that scoring drive.
That pass was on the money right there. That should have been caught. He's looked good throwing the football, especially being a wet ball like it is.
Well, he's not trying to do too much with it. Just get it out of his hands quickly. Purple Tigers will have a slot left set. Waldorf in the gun. He drops, three-step drop, throws it to the back, out of the backfield. He will be tackled there as he runs it out to the 36-yard line.
Deontay Wilson making the tackle.
Garrett Davis on the reception. And you can see the middle of the field starting to get chewed up. How do you keep a football dry in this weather? They are toweling them off. 3rd down and 4 for the Tigers. Waldorf rolls right, throws it in the flat. That will be incomplete. On the coverage will be J.D. Stafford. The intended receiver was Bratcher. And Watertown will have to punt it as Lebanon's defensive unit gets them off the field, 3 and out. Dante Martinez, a senior, will punt for the Purple Tigers. West will snap it. Callaway will be back to return this punt. Snap, a little high, but handled and dropped. Martinez just dropped a punt, just dropped the snap, and Lebanon will get on it.
It's almost like a drop kick.
What's the flag?
Yeah, but that was thrown late after the play was over.
I don't.
Cottle recovered that football for Lebanon. Illegal kick, declined it. That's what it was. The ball was on the ground, and Martinez did all he could do. He just dropped the snap.
Yeah.
And that's really the first kind of folly we've seen. Surprisingly, just something like that has not been, or has been a little cleaner ball game than I thought. But it may only get worse going forward.
So a dropped snap.
Shouldn't we get the ball where he illegal kicked it?
We declined the penalty.
Okay.
So the line of scrimmage will be the 33 with 3:49. Lebanon gets that offense back out on the field. Edwards, good grief, runs it down to about the 20-yard line. Deuce Edwards from the 33 to the 20, pick up of 13 yards. Lebanon will quickly go back to the line of scrimmage. Bunch set left, 2 receivers left. Edwards off the left side, runs it north and south. Deuce, hang on to that football, young man. He will run it inside the 10-yard line.
Get it down to about the 9.
From the 20 to the 9.
They'll stop the clock at 3:20 to go and just to move the chains, and they'll, it's, first and goal. So.
First and goal from the 9. Lebanon will have a receiver and a flanker right. Edwards hit as he approaches the line of scrimmage, making a nice play in the backfield for the Tigers was Williams. Check it, that was Andrew Bowers, a junior. Bowers got through there and made the stop. No gain on the play.
You kind of wonder here, Tommy, a little fake handoff, a little boot, maybe a little play action with a little boot with it. We've handed it off so many times. They are diving in there. Stick it in there, pull it back, and see if you can get around this end.
Lebanon goes Izetta in the backfield. Gian hits it off the left side. Gian just piles and thumps and runs. He got that thing into the end zone. Gian Izetta off the left side from 10 yards out. Touchdown, Big Blue. The sophomore doing what he does.
He runs with power, that's for sure.
We're not going to chase points here, Tommy, as we are going to bring on Tristan Phillips to try the extra point. Hadn't converted one of these tonight, being the conventional way or the unconventional way. Mariah will handle your spot. snap is going to be bobbled. Isaiah's going to keep it to the right and race to the corner of the end zone, and he will get there. Your 2-point conversion is good on the botch snap. 2:20 to go in the half. It's your Lebanon Blue Devils 20, Watertown 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
A kind word, a firm handshake, and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. That's just how we do things in Tennessee. We're Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
Zeta runs it in from the 9-yard line. Phillips goes back for the PAT, but it was a bad snap, so Mariah takes it and runs it into the end zone for a 2-point conversion. With 2:20 to go in before halftime, it is now Lebanon 20, Watertown 7.
Schmidt will kick it off for Lebanon. That thing went backwards. He tried to get under it and kick a little pooch to the near sideline, and Schmidt's kick did not go 10 yards. It did not go 7 yards. And Watertown will take over at that point. Wonderful field position for the Purple Tigers as Schmidt. It looked like you, Bob, on number 3, hitting behind the bar and just getting a big clump of glass as you tried to hit it.
Well, now, wait a second. That could have been coming out of a sand trap and landing, just coming out kind of fat and hitting onto the green now.
That's backspin. You're playing.
Yeah, it did have backspin on it. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So Watertown takes over at the Lebanon 46, 1st and 10, down 20-7. Waldorf, double move, wants to throw it deep, has a man back there, and that ball's going to be almost picked off. Pierce Anderson, the safety for Lebanon, almost came up with that one.
That was textbook how he did it, too. He dropped back into coverage, went up and caught it, tried to catch it at its highest point, and but just couldn't hold on to it.
Incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10 from the Lebanon 46. Waldorf has 2 receivers right, gives it to the running back coming on the near side who slips, and he's still sliding as he goes out of bounds. That's Landon Oliver on the carry. And Oliver,
But 46, 47?
the line of scrimmage was the 46, so he's gonna gain
Not much.
Right there.
Yeah, basically no gain.
Yeah.
3rd and 10 from the 46. Lebanon moving their defensive unit around. Waldorf drops to pass, cranks it deep, has a man, Owen, on a rail route down the sideline. And Lebanon's defender on this sideline signaling incomplete, but he was about 5 yards away from the receiver. He ought to be a little bit more worried about getting with the receiver running that wheel route out of the backfield.
Yeah, the receiver was wide open. I mean, he had that was a bad pass that time.
4th down and 9, and Watertown will take a timeout. They're considering going for it with 1:29 to go here in the first half. And Joe, they've had some people open.
They've had people open. You know, I'm an old-fashioned guy. I love to see the tight end there on their scoring drive running that seam route. That's a lost art. And then, sometimes there's certain plays that give defenses fits. And I have noticed over the past couple of years that rail route, that wheel route out of the backfield, however you want to call it, has always seemed to be an Achilles heels of ours, as our linebacker seems to be trying to trail and run out here. Again, same situation there, Tommy. He just underthrew the man, I'm sure, throwing with the wind now, trying to take a little something off of it. But all in all, so far, a good effort by our Blue Devil defense. We've settled down a little bit, and again, when you're throwing the football in something like this, and it's everything else, and that's what Watertown's looking here at 4th down.
4th down and 9. 2 high safeties for Lebanon. Waldorf in the gun. Looks to throw. Cuts a pass loose, and that is going to be complete. They're going to say he pulled that in.
I don't know that he had control of that ball by the time he got it.
It looked like he was juggling it as he went out of bounds. It was Marcus Reynolds on the reception, and I don't know. I think the official was probably looking at his feet more than he was looking at his hands, and there will be a timeout called for Watertown.
He called it twice, Tommy. The first time he called it, he may have been in bounds, and then he juggled it and had to re-secure the ball, and I think during that time he was stepping out of the boundary here.
Bob, we'll keep it right here.
Well, Lebanon High softball invites girls between the ages of 6 and 12 to attend their annual Spooktacular Softball Camp Tuesday, October the 29th. Registration opens at 5:30 with instruction getting underway at 6:30. Bring your costume for a contest and enjoy a trunk or treat. Cost is $30 per player. For more information, visit GoBlueDevilsAthletics.com.
I spoke with Jody Atwood earlier this week, softball coach at Lebanon in his 9th year, and Jody and I go into some detail about that camp that he's got set up for October the 29th. Always a good time with Lebanon softball. Watertown quickly to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10. Ball will be at the Lebanon 35. Waldorf wants to throw. There is a whistle pre-snap.
I guess they must have just jumped too soon.
Lebanon took a timeout. They saw something they didn't like. Lebanon took a timeout. Tell you what, let's do. Let's send it back to the station for a 30-second break. 30 seconds, and we'll be back. Lebanon leads Watertown 20-7 with 1:19 to go in the first half. More in 30 seconds.
You got any other scores, Eddie?
Only one I can get's that Cookville one off that Upper Cumberland, but y'all have got the guys at the other one, I hope.
Cookville beat Warren County 28-0 in the second. Poor old Warren County.
Have they scored?
They did against us, didn't they?
No, we beat them 30.
They didn't score against Gallatin.
65-0 Gallatin.
That's 100-0 in 2 games, just us and Gallatin.
Lebanon and Watertown going at it here at Robinson Stadium. 1st and 10 Watertown at the Lebanon 35. Waldorf wants to throw, rolls to his left, gets rid of it. Reynolds, the intended receiver, he goes up into the kicking net on the sideline, goes incomplete.
You know, Tommy, he's had some time to throw the football. We hadn't put a whole lot of pressure on him. We're only rushing about 3, and then we're dropping everybody else back. Might want to put a little spy on him. Or
2nd and 10. Ball at the 35-yard line. Waldorf wants to throw, steps up, and he's just going to run it. He's going to be hit and taken down by Stafford. Jaden Stafford on the tackle for Lebanon, sophomore defensive end. Ball will be put down. They've thrown 3 different footballs out there.
And they
trying to find a dry one, and I guarantee you that none of them's dry.
well, they took about 15 seconds off the clock.
41 seconds to go. Ball's at the 29-yard line. Waldorf wants to throw again. Steps up in the pocket. Pass is going to be in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Bratcher, the intended receiver. That looked like Busby on the coverage there, Bob Lee.
Yeah, he was right in his back pocket and got there right when the ball did. Kind of make amends for earlier on.
Ball was well delivered. Busby, a young sophomore who dislocated his knee in a football camp back in June, has just now been back at practice and trying to shake the rust off.
Golly, dislocated knee. 4th down and 5. Watertown's going to go for it. They throw the flare out of the backfield. It is incomplete. They tried to hit Oliver out of the backfield. Incomplete. Pass was behind Oliver, and the ball goes over on downs. Lebanon takes over. 1st and 10 at their own 30, what are they going to call that? The 25, 30-yard line.
30-yard line, yeah.
28 seconds to go. Lebanon's going to take a couple of knees and go to the locker room with a 20-7 lead. Mariah takes the shotgun snap, takes a knee.
We had our tackle do a somersault just for good measure there.
14 seconds, and that will be the end of the first half. At the end of the first half, Lebanon leads Watertown by a score of 20-7. 20-7 Lebanon. Jeremiah, let's take a 3-minute commercial break. 3 minutes, and we'll be back. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on WANT and WCOR Lebanon.
A kind word, a firm handshake, and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. That's just how we do things in Tennessee. We're Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
Get that halftime interview queued up so as soon as Donald is finished with the stat report. We'll go to that interview with Jody Atwood. Donald, some team and individual numbers, if you would, please.
Yeah, thank you, Tommy. Watertown had 19 yards rushing on 9 carries. Lebanon had 174 yards rushing on 24 carries. Passing tonight, impressively, actually, Watertown was 9 of 17 for 93 yards through the air and had 1 TD pass. Lebanon was 0 for 1, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Your halftime yardage, Watertown had a total of 112 yards. Lebanon had 174 yards. First downs, Watertown had 5. 2 of those was by penalty. 9, all rushing. Leading rusher for Watertown tonight is yards on 4 carries, and our man Deuce Edwards in the first half, 17 carries, 122 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Got it?
That's it, bub.
Lebanon leads 20-7 at intermission. Jeremiah, if you would, go ahead and roll that halftime interview with Jody Atwood, please.
You can't hold it like that. You grab that frog by the back leg like that right there, and then you hold it. That's a good frog. Grab yours like that.
Wave at the camera, boys. Y'all be on TV here this week.
Hey folks, Jake Davis here with Southern Woods and Waters. We're down visiting beautiful Dayton, Tennessee on behalf of Fish Dayton.
Brad, second left, little stripe, isn't it? White bass. A little white bass.
2 backs with him in the backfield. Run the option to the near side. They try a reverse and the ball's loose.
There you go.
kind word, a firm handshake, and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. That's just how we do things in Tennessee. We're Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company. Handshake, and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. That's just how we do things in Tennessee. We're Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company. A kind word, a firm handshake, and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. That's just how we do things in Tennessee. We're Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
kickoff, and Watertown with the kickoff. Come on, Jeremiah, look at you. Second half of play, Lebanon takes over, and a first down after a squib kick. Edwards will run it on the right side, and Edwards will pick it up and run it to about the 40-yard line. Deuce Edwards on the carry for Lebanon. Bob, that third quarter now underway. There we go.
Yeah, the third quarter of tonight's game is sponsored by the Lebanon Police Department and Chief Mike Justice. The men and women in blue are proud to support the Big Blue.
Second down and 5. Football going to be spotted at the 40-yard line. Second down and 6, call it. Tailback, right side. Edwards running hard, and Edwards will pick up a Lebanon first down. Bob, he's not very big, but Edwards gives it everything on every carry.
A lot of extra effort. You know, both of our running backs, so they just do a really good job of not giving up on the run. You know, they'll squirm and squirt around and pick up another extra 2 or 3 yards at the end of a run when you think they're dead to rights, only picking up a couple. They end up picking up 5.
Ball's going to be spotted at the Lebanon 47-yard line, 48. Tailback makes one man miss, hits it up in the middle, and he's going to go down for a loss. That's Edwards on the carry. Penetration off that right side. And one of the biggest Purple Tigers with that tackle, that was Wesley Hamlet with the stop for the Tigers. Loss of 2 on that play. Third down, check it, second down. And about 12. Mariah in the gun. Watertown jumped into the neutral zone. Changed the cadence. And Watertown jumped, so an easy 5 for the Blue Devils.
Well, let's talk about it.
Well, either it is or it isn't.
Yeah. Was he drawn off?
Oh, he had third on the sticks on the box.
Waving the flag off.
Because they had the box wrong?
I think they're constituting no play.
Going back to second down and 12, so they're calling it no play. Lebanon will have it at the 46. Next week, Lebanon travels to Gladeville to take on Wilson Central. 2 receivers right for the Blue Devils, 1 left. Tailback, Giannazzetta, hit by all rights, should have been stopped in the backfield, and he gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. Picked up 2 where he didn't have anything.
They're just coming up to the line of scrimmage and saying, y'all going to have to throw the ball to beat us. What they're wanting to do, they want to stop that run and pull them all up in the box.
Third down and 9. I think I was right the first time. Third down and 9. Inverted twins right. 2 backs in the backfield. Mariah wants to throw. Pressured, rolls out, guns a pass, high, incomplete, intercepted by Watertown on the ricochet. Bratcher with the interception as Mariah got outside the pocket and gunned a pass off the intended receiver, and Bratcher with the catch and interception for the Purple Tigers. Lebanon has a man slow to get up. That's Brecken Rogers. But Jesse Bratcher with the interception for the Purple Tigers, and Watertown gets Lebanon off the field with the turnover.
Yeah, they're in business with 9:14 left to go here in the third quarter. Great field position.
Bobby got out on the boundary, got out on the edge, and then a little more.
No.
No. Okay, that's
it got hit. I think
okay.
Got hit.
Okay.
There we go.
Mariah got out on the corner and gunned a pass. It went off the hands of the intended receiver right into the arms of Jesse Bratcher. Ball's going to be at the Watertown 47. Waldorf wants to throw, throws a little flare out here in the flat. It is incomplete, intended for Reynolds on a crosser.
Reynolds just couldn't bring it in, just off his fingertips.
Donald getting a little tougher for Waldorf to throw the football. He started off hot, but he recently hadn't hit his mark.
He started off 7 for 7. Now he is 9 for 18.
Second down, slot right, slot left, motion out of the backfield. Waldorf wants to throw, throws a man over the middle of the field, and it is incomplete. Owen in the middle had curled up and was wide open and just could not hang on to the football.
Yeah, Waldorf, now, I will have to say, he's had several drop, too.
And a good concept where they ran the back out of the backfield to take a linebacker with him and then run the tight end up into the corner, up into a curl route, and he was open. In fact, the receiver, Owen, has been lining up tight and wide, alternating where he lines up. 3rd down and 10. Waldorf on that crosser hits Reynolds, but Lebanon has a man right there to make the tackle, making that stop for the Blue Devils, Austin Harrison, who was on Reynolds like a cheap suit.
Yeah, he was with him step for step. Good pass, good route, but it was very, very well defended that time by Harrison.
Joe, that's a man coverage right there. So we had man coverage on Reynolds because Harrison chased him all the way across the field.
He did. Went a long way to go to get this tackle. This will definitely be interesting here with a snap and the kick into the driving wind.
Martinez fields a snap. Knuckleball punt just stops. Just stopped at the 36. It had no roll on it. And, of course, he wanted to keep it low to keep it out of the wind. That punt went 16 yards. So the kicking game has played a huge role in this one tonight. Lebanon leads 20-7. 8:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. Blue Devils take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. Allen, Luna Garcia, Mofield, White, and Hinesley up front for Lebanon. Motion, handed to J.D. Stafford, the motion man, trying to get on the edge, and J.D.'s going to lose yardage. Tried to run him on a bit of a reverse, and nothing happening there for J.D. Stafford, who loses yards on that play.
Just trying to get that edge, and Purple Tigers that time did a pretty good job of holding that thing down, stringing it out.
Second and 14 after the 4-yard loss. Izetta will be in the backfield with Mariah. Gian hits it off the right side. Still fighting for yardage. He will run it to about the 37, 38-yard line. Gain of 2. Second down and 12. Excuse me, 3rd down. We're going to call that 3rd and 9. Math skills not what they used to be.
It's that field really starting to wear now.
Binion will split wide right. Lebanon's going to take a timeout. Timeout on the field with 6:44 to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a 30-second break, and we will be right back.
kind word, a firm handshake, and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. That's just how we do things in Tennessee. We're Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
Bob, what you got for
Well,
us?
First Freedom Bank sponsors the weekly painting of Clifton Tribble Field. First Freedom Bank is a community bank headquartered right here in Lebanon. Experience the difference of banking local. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Lebanon looking at a 3rd down and 9.
hand.
They are at their own 38-yard line, leading Watertown 20-7. 6:44 to go in the 3rd period. Inverted twins right. Lebanon gets them to jump into the neutral zone. Mariah again changed the snap and Watertown jumped.
And the headlines went over there on the other side. He can throw the flag. Just this one on this side.
That'll make it a 3rd down and about 4 for Lebanon. Izetta off the right side, fights for yardage, twist, turn, still thumping in there, and he runs it across the 50-yard line.
Oh, he's strong.
Runs it to the 49-yard line of Watertown, and Lebanon at that point will have a 1st down with 6:34 to go in the 3rd. Joe, you'd love to get points in the 3rd with the wind at your back.
You would, Tommy, especially in a game like this. Continue to put yourself some distance between yourself and Watertown. It'd be hard to kind of mount a comeback in weather like this, but Lebanon doing a good job so far, just moving the chains.
Donald, what about Gian tonight running the football?
Gion's got eight carries for 65 yards. I was just sitting here writing. I said I'd love to him get 100. That'd give us 2 running backs with 100 for tonight. As Bob says, feed him.
Yeah, just feed the beast.
Stoppage of play. Delay of game, Lebanon. Play clock. Well, I'm not going to bark about the play clock. I wasn't looking, so I can't tell what it was, but it bounced up and it said 40 right then. So 5-yard penalty for Lebanon. That'll make it a 1st down and 15. Searcy will split wide left for Lebanon. Tailback Edwards will run it across the 50, gets those 5 yards back. Bratcher on the tackle. And also on that stop for Watertown was Dacio Carter.
You know, Tommy, I think these offensive line loves a ball game like this. They don't have to worry about pass blocking. It's just how to run your man in the mud as far as you can. They get up, wipe their hands off, and do it again.
Watertown tried to get a man on the field. Edwards runs right, has some running room, cuts it, takes it off down the boundary. Can he outrun the corner? Harrison Edwards can, and he does, and it's a touchdown, Big Blue. Harrison Edwards takes it in for a touchdown, 49-yard touchdown for the Blue Devils with 5 minutes to go in the 3rd period.
And Tommy, when he breaks loose and gets open, you think there's times when they've got the angle on him, and he runs off and leaves them.
On a wet track.
Yeah, on a wet track.
Gee whiz. Joe, let's give this PAT a try.
One more time, Tommy. Tristan Phillips, number 38, on to handle the kick. Number 3, Isaiah Mariah will try to put it down. Lowry with the snap. It's there. He does get the hold down this time. And we finally get one through. 5 minutes going to 3rd. Your Blue Devils 27. The Purple Tigers of Watertown 7. More football after this 30-second break.
Well, that was good right there.
Green Hill 16-6.
kind word, a firm handshake, and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. That's just how we do things in Tennessee. We're Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
Four-yard drive. Deuce Edwards runs it in from 51 yards out. Phillips with a PAT was good. So with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, it is now your Lebanon Blue Devils 27, Watertown 7.
We'll have to find out the story on Trevin Schmidt doing the kickoff duties. Schmidt kicks this one end over end. It will be fielded by Reynolds at the 16-yard line. Reynolds took it over his shoulder and is tackled just as he got it across the 30-yard line. Lebanon with good work on the coverage team. And Watertown will go to work. They trail by 20 points. It's 27-7. Lebanon, 4:52 to go in the third. Call that the 28 for Watertown. First down and 10. Jack Greer in at defensive end for Lebanon. Quentin Moore at defensive end. Waldorf hands the football off. He's hit and taken down. Tailback got nothing there. That was Oliver on the carry. Sherelle Simpkins, and I didn't see who had initial contact there, but Lebanon's Simpkins closed the deal after we hit him in the backfield.
Yeah, we had a bunch of them get there at one time. It was a good group effort.
Bueller at nose guard for Lebanon. Two receivers right, two left for the Purple Tigers. Waldorf rolls left, throws, high pass is caught, and Reynolds makes the grab and goes out of bounds. That ball didn't have much on it, and I bet it's awfully hard to get a grip, and I bet his fingers are frozen cold wet.
That's the bad thing about it. It's bad enough to be wet, but when it's cold too.
Well, that's a cold rain, and maybe it's, in the 60s out here now, but that quarterback has a lot on him. 7 yards on the pickup from Waldorf to Reynolds. Tailback takes the handoff, cuts it back inside, is met and just bulled down. On that tackle for Lebanon, Carter McPeak, the sophomore.
And they're going to throw a flag because you get excited when you make a play. He wasn't taunting, was he?
I thought he was just retreating back to the huddle.
Yeah.
Jack Greer comes over and pats him on the head and says, look, don't worry about it.
Now that Jack's the voice of reason, guys, it's
that's scary.
Kind of like Aiden Donald a couple of years ago, trying to smooth things out.
Aiden Donald, who's now in the offensive line at Chattanooga. Penalty against Lebanon, so it'll be a first down by penalty for Watertown. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Lebanon 45. That nice play by McPeak nullified by a penalty. 1st and 10, Purple Tigers, 3:57 to go in the third. Watertown driving into the wind. Scoreboard is at their back. Two backs in the backfield. High snap. Waldorf's in trouble. He's going to get what he can get and maybe get back to the line of scrimmage.
All 22 football players in on that scrum, Tommy.
And the ball looked like it may be stuck in the center's hands as he's trying to snap it, or he hit a clump of mud.
I don't know what happened there. It really came out funny.
So no gain. Second down. They're calling it 2nd and 9. Ball's going to be at the 44. So he got a gain of 1 on that scrum. 3 receivers left, 1 right for Watertown. Lebanon. Waldorf couldn't get the grip on it. Underthrows it. And the ball is going to be incomplete, intended for Bratcher. And I think you could make a case for pass interference on that one much more than you could earlier in the football game.
Absolutely. He couldn't. The ball came out of his hand the first time he tried to throw it.
Almost like a shot put.
Yeah.
He's holding that hand too, Tommy. I think he took a shot on it after he was able to re-grip it on his follow through. And again, like you said, with that hand being numb, you hit that thing and.
Well, and if he hit it on something, it was somebody's headgear.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe he doesn't have the towel.
3rd down and 9. Waldorf wants to throw. Sends a man deep. And the ball came out of his hand funny again, and it's incomplete. He's doing the best that he can, but Blake Waldorf cannot grip that football.
Well, and like I said, he doesn't even have a towel on his belt. I mean, I can't imagine not having.
He's begging for one.
Yeah, begging for one. Yeah. Carry it with you. Tuck it in your pants.
He rolled to his right, and as he threw, it just came loose out of his hand. 4th down and 9 for Watertown. Ball is at the 44-yard line. They've had 3 straight incompletions. 2 receivers left, 2 right. That bad snap again, and Waldorf is going to be taken down by Gian Izetta.
Ball come loose.
They're still battling in there.
We got it anyway.
4th down anyway. Surely this ain't a fight. What in the world, guys?
Yep.
Oh, man. They had some come off the bench over here, and we did not.
As best I can describe it, again, a botched snap. Waldorf forced to run the football. A scrum ensued about 4 yards upfield. Certainly not enough for a first down for the Purple Tigers. But everybody got in on that one.
And I think everything was post
after the
play. So Lebanon should get the football. It's just where the penalty's going to fall if they're not offsetting.
Because that was a dead ball foul.
See, this is when you need to be down on the field. Right in the middle, digging through all that.
Maybe not, Tommy.
Well, let them hash this out. Okay. Penalty, personal foul, Watertown.
There you go.
Wow.
Oh, the Watertown group doesn't like that, do they?
So well-behaved young men over there. He's Watertown. Got a little rough with us.
I'm riding this crowd mic to keep it from getting. There's no delay.
Well, I had one turn around up there and looked there at us like we had done something and said, "That's awful."
We couldn't call it out. What can we do about it?
That's not the ones throwing the flag.
2:41 to go in the third. Let's reset here. Lebanon leads 27-7. They held Watertown on a 4th down play.
Well, Blue Devil Football appreciates the support of Tim Leeper Roofing, serving residential and commercial customers in Middle Tennessee for over 17 years. Call Tim at 615-553-2782 to schedule an appointment.
I think Watertown, fellas, has had a man ejected. That would be Noah Utley, a sophomore. He's a Watertown's trainer is over here dealing with him, trying to get him calmed down. Did you see the thumb from any of the officials? But they have not been great on their signals tonight.
No, all I saw was the personal foul and pointed to Watertown, and then that's all I've seen.
It had to be a punch of some sort if he has been disqualified.
Well, Lebanon takes over, 1st and 10. They are at the Watertown 44-yard line. With 2:41 left in the third. A lot of football still to be played. Watertown was a man shy on defense. Tailback, right side, running hard. Edwards on the carry for Lebanon. Check it, that was not Edwards. That was Woodson. C.J. Woodson on the carry. Trying to get some fresh backs out there.
Some dry clothes, baby, to handle the football.
Some warm hands. Gain on that play of about 4. 2nd down and 6. Tailback hit, spin around. Not going to make it back to the line of scrimmage. That was Woodson again on the carry.
Minute 45 and counting.
Did he get to the 36?
He fought a little extra there at the end.
Okay.
They're throwing the footballs in. They're getting a dry ball and throwing it in, and the officials are dropping it in the mud.
You got it. The umpire's got to do a better job of catching that football. I mean, the managers are working themselves to death trying to dry those footballs. Mariah in the gun. Hands the football to Woodson. Woodson fights for yardage. He's right at the stick. It's going to depend on the spot.
Yeah, it's going to be a 1st down, indicating over here they're stopping the clock to move the chains.
And a flag comes out.
What's the flag for now?
Personal foul, Lebanon.
And that's, well, that was a dead ball foul, so we got the 1st down. It's going to be a 1st down, but they'll back us up 15.
See if they've turned the box over. It does say 1st down. The United Nations doesn't meet this much.
Yeah. Well, a big Blue Devil thank you goes out to Jersey Mike Subs, located on West Main Street and Eastgate Boulevard. For all your pregame party eats, call Jersey Mike's at 615-444-9886. Jersey Mike's, as always, a sub above.
Bob, you and Joe had it right. It was a 1st down, and then the penalty came after the 1st down. So it'll be 1st and 25 for Lebanon.
1st and 10.
1st and 10. Okay, 1st and 10, but you just moved the spot back.
Right.
Okay.
They changed that just a few years back where they didn't, they used to, you'd have set the chains and then mark it 15 yards and be 1st and 25, but now they quit doing that.
Ball is at the 48-yard line of Watertown. Slot right set, tight end left. Tailback Woodson. Woodson fights for yardage, and he's going to be close to a Lebanon 1st down.
Got a 1st down. Sure does.
C.J. Woodson powering off that right side behind the blocks of White and Hinesley. And the sticks will move. That will be a 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils.
So glad personally for that young man. I mean, I run into him at practice. He seeks me out to shake my hand. Always smiling. Senior that just knows his role, and I'm glad to see him getting some meaningful carries here.
Game captain tonight, if I remember right.
Yes, sir.
Woodson in the backfield, along with Mariah. You can hear that wind blowing. Woodson covers up both points of that football.
He's holding on to it.
Taken down after a short gain. Gain's going to be to the 32-yard line. And that's the end of the third quarter. 12 minutes of regulation football to go in this one, folks. Lebanon leads Watertown 27-7. We'll take a 1-minute break. 1 minute, and we will be right back.
A kind word, a firm handshake, and treating others the way you'd want to be treated. That's just how we do things in Tennessee. We're Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
Orders brought to you by Shop Springs Creamery, 2816 Sparta Pike. Shop Springs Creamery of Blue Devil football.
Lebanon looking at a second down and about 6 to go for the first. They are set up at the 32 line. Woodson tries to get on the edge, cuts it back inside. He will get it to the 30, but no further than that.
Tommy, again, Cookeville not having any trouble with the Pioneers of Warren County. Cookeville 34, Warren County 0 late in the fourth.
A lot of clean jerseys out there for Lebanon on the offensive side of the football right now.
And I do not commend the coach that washes the jerseys or the field maintenance guy for Watertown tomorrow morning.
That's Big Ed that does the field at Watertown, and Easterly who does the laundry for Lebanon.
He'll have to roll it.
Woodson hits it in there hard, still plugging for yardage. He's not down yet. They blow the whistle, and it's just a scrum of folks around C.J. Woodson. Woodson ran it from the 30 to the 26, gain of 4. 6:53 to go in the game. Is that possible? I guess so.
Well, because we just went to the fourth.
I thought we just went to the fourth.
We did.
I believe they set it at junior high quarters at 8 minutes instead of the 12.
Yeah, the clock. You're exactly right.
Yeah, it was. This is the opening drive of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, there have been 3 plays in this quarter.
Mariah hands the ball to Woodson again. Woodson doesn't get to the 25.
Well, he got the first down.
Maybe he did. He didn't have to go very far. Had to go the length of the football. Yeah. Fellas, they goofed the clock up.
Tommy, I may make my way down to get this interview. I was going to wait a minute, but as they've sped us up a little here.
Let me turn that. Okay. There you go. Thank you, Paul. Bundle up.
This is cold and flu season.
Yep. And I don't think there's a gate in the middle. I think you have to go to the end zone to get on that field. 5:50 to go in the football game. Mariah hands it to Woodson. Woodson gets up in the pile, and they just keep pushing, and CJ's going to have a good run.
Yeah, just offensive line just getting such a push up front right now.
The gain will be down to the 19, so a gain of 7. That wind is awful. I can't tell you. The flag has been straight out since pregame, and it is that way still. 2nd down and 4 for Lebanon. Threatening. Woodson just running off tackle. Falls forward. He's going to be close to a 1st down. Just put that headset on there and you can listen to the crowd. That's the funny part. We're not doing anything outstanding. We're just listening to the.
Yeah, we're getting a good commentary from the stands over here.
Boss at the 17. Is that what you've got, Donald? 16-yard line.
3rd and 1. Down to
7 seconds on the play clock, so Lebanon will have to hurry. He beats the play clock. Woodson is hit in the backfield. Making that play for Watertown was Lane Kennedy, a sophomore. And again, Watertown with only 4 seniors active on this roster tonight because of injury. They are a very young football team.
So we're looking at 4th and 3 here?
4th down and 3. 3:30 to go. Would they have shortened the quarter?
It had to have been. They had to have shortened it.
We'll talk to Nixon after when they come walking through. Penalty thrown against Lebanon. Illegal procedure, Lebanon.
Well, Tommy, when it gets like this and you're trying to wait till the last second to get the play in, they're bleeding the clock down, and then probably ought to try to snap it a little bit earlier than what they're doing. They're doing it right at 1 second on there, so can have a little jump and a little movement.
Well, and Lebanon's slipped a couple of youngsters in there.
Yeah, quite a few.
Hurst is in the offensive line. Jack Greer, number 25, the younger Jack Greer in there. Handoff. Woodson tries to get on the edge. Gets it down inside the 20. And the ball should go over. There's a flag. I think we were holding. As Woodson tried to get on the edge, the receiver out here, I think, had a handful of the Watertown defender, and you think Watertown probably declined this. Yeah. Ball goes over on downs to Watertown. 2:45 to go in the football game. Lebanon takes their last shot offensively. Watertown holds, and it's 27-7. Blue Devils, Purple Tigers, come out on the field offensively, and they found a spot in the field that's not chewed up. Watertown takes over at their own 20 with 2:45 to go in the football game. Lebanon with a lot of new faces, clean jerseys. In fact, I don't see anybody in there that started this game. Tailback runs hard up into the middle, and he's going to get some good yardage for Watertown. He's going to be close to a 1st down.
You know,
Davis on the carry for Watertown. Garrett Davis will have a 1st down. He'll run it to the 31, so a gain of 11. Oliver runs it out near the 39-yard line.
Tackle made at that point by Mitchell Castillo.
Second down and about 2 to go. 1:50 to go in the football game. Watertown has the play signaled in from the sideline. Watertown with several youngsters out there. Split receiver is Carlos Shannon. Tailback hit. Falls forward.
Got his first down.
That'll stop the clock. Garrett Davis on the carry, a sophomore. Davis scored 2 touchdowns last week in the fourth quarter in that 20-3 home win over Cascade.
Max Scruggs getting into the ball game here for the Blue Devils.
$1:10 to go in the game. 1st and 10 Tigers. Tailback runs it right, hit, wound up with the football. He's at the bottom of that pile. The young man who wound up with the football was Cooper White, a lineman. Running the football for Watertown was Oliver, and Oliver is still down after carrying that football and then fumbling it right at the end of the play.
Well, a final now. Mount Juliet has defeated Wilson Central by a score of 21-6. That is a final.
And Central always plays the Bears tough, as evidenced tonight. That game at Roger Perry Field. 52 seconds left in this one. And man, that wind is still howling. Lebanon will be at home next week. No, they won't. They'll be at Wilson Central next week. Cooper, I want to call that kid Cooper for some reason. He's Oliver. Comes off the field under his own power. Landon Oliver, Jr.
He's been really active for the Purple Tigers tonight. He's on both sides of the ball. They're just taking a knee.
Watertown has taken a knee. Waldorf has taken a knee, and they'll have to snap it one more time. Well, this 2-game series, the home and home between Lebanon and Watertown will come to a close as Waldorf takes another knee, and that'll do it. Score is 27-7. Lebanon has defeated Watertown. Lebanon improves to 2-4. Watertown drops to 1-5. Steve, did they shorten the period? Well, he's gone. Lebanon defeats Watertown by a score of 27-7. Let's take a 3-minute break, 3 minutes, and we will be back with some stats.